Hey, this is Dylan with FitForm&Function, and this is my new 2013 Genesis Coupe 2.0 Turbo. This is the third day I've had it, so I'm still kind of getting used to it, mainly the clutch and the gear shifter that will not tighten. So sometimes when it's really loose. But other than that, I mean, there's not really horrible things about it. Clutch is taking a lot of getting used to. It's probably the second worst, I'm not gonna say worst, but funny, weird clutch I've driven. I don't like the 370Z's clutch, but that probably can be a lot to do with there's no room for me in that car. But it's still not bad, just takes a little bit of getting used to. The power in the car is pretty good. A lot of people hate on this car. I don't know rightly why. I know it's not packaged well, and at $26,000 or $25,000 for base, it's kind of odd, but I got it as a certified pre-owned with 6,500 miles. I paid 21, or I think it was 21 or 22 out the door, and it's not bad. Certified pre-owned, so I get all the warranty and stuff. But I just don't like how Hyundai packages their base car. The base is nice, and you know, there's not really much that I would want, but if you go up to the R spec, you lose your cruise control, which was a big thing for me because I do drive this car. I will be taking this car on long trips. I mean, I'll be driving this to New York probably sometime this year. From North Carolina to New York, that's about 500 miles and very little turns. You're gonna be in the same gear until you need to fill up with gas. So, I mean, cruise control is kind of, it's not a necessity, but I want it. And not having a limited slip in this base model kind of makes it not as competitive on paper to other cars. On paper, this car does not look good. 3,300 pounds, 274 horsepower, and no limited slip. Doesn't have the best numbers, but in the car, driving the car, you can throw that piece of paper out the door. I mean, it's nice. And I know a lot of people on different, like Auto Guide, maybe like Motor Trend or whatever, they compare this car to the FRS BRZ. I don't see how they can. I understand that's a two-door rear-wheel drive, and this is a two-door rear-wheel drive, but they're almost the exact same price. This has got way more power, and the inside's a whole lot nicer. Yeah, the back seat is more of just shelf space for both cars, but the interior quality of this car is just way better. And the exteriors look, which I actually prefer the FRS is better. That is a matter of opinion, but it does have a little bit nice get up. It is stock. There's no modifications on the car, which is another kind of bad point. Is this being the 2013, I think there's like 50 confirmed parts to fit it, and half of those are just different exhaust companies. So that's a little sad. But I do believe this year it will get better. There are things coming out right on the edge of production. But overall, I mean, it is a nice car. It hugs the roads good. I do believe this steering wheel is probably going to deteriorate quickly. I could be wrong, but it's not the best. It feels nice, but you can also tell I don't think it's going to last long. But some of the features that this car does come with are your 3 gauges here, which are nice, aren't the most functional in the world, because from the driver's point of view, you can only see the right half of the numbers. So your fuel consumption, well, we all know that's kind of a little bogus. It's nice to look at, but you know, it's kind of bogus. The turbo and PSI gauge, well, that's nice too. At least this car offers it, but you know, most cars don't, even with the turbo. Or like the Mazda, it's kind of digital right up in front of you, or some cars don't even have it. Now the oil, that's nice, because as in this car, you cannot hit full boost until you're up to your operating oil temp. So that, and of course that doesn't move, so you can just glance at that and that's fine. But the other two aren't the most functional thing. But I'd rather have them than not have them. Gauges are nice. The radio is pretty nice. You have, let's see, this is 7 speakers. You got 2 tweeters here, 2 in this door, 2 in the passenger or in the back seat, and then you have a small sub and a deck lid. So that's nice. It does have some weird things that you can customize to the car. You can decide what speed, or if it's an automatic, you can decide when it goes into drive to lock the doors, or you can adjust the speed at which your doors lock as you're driving. You can turn it off. They do have a bump feature with the blinkers, so if you're going to lanes change, and yes, I know it's probably really shaky and whatnot, I'm still getting used to the clutch. It's just really weird. It's kind of soft and then goes hard and firm right as it's getting ready to engage. I'm not gonna say it's horrible. It's just what a lot of people are saying. It's untouched from the car. You don't feel connected. Same with the gas pedal. Everything's a little vague, so sometimes you're guessing. But I do believe within time you'll get used to it, and then you might not be able to drive normal cars. But with the blinkers, you can just tap the blinker, and then you can adjust how many times that it can blink for quick lane changes. And instead of having to turn it on, get over to the other lane, and turn it off, which is nice. But I wish Hyundai would have spent a little bit more time in other areas. But I'm sure that's something that either is in vehicles and I just didn't know about it, or will show up later. And another thing I really like about this car is it is black interior, and you actually have a black roof. Because a lot of cars, even with a black interior, you still get a tan roof, which I don't understand that either. But the cargo space, well, it's a 2-door coupe sports car, so that doesn't really exist either. The trunk is very, very small. The glove box fits your manual, maybe your insurance and registration. That's about it. There's little door pockets over here. They don't fit much of anything either. But it did come with a maintenance logbook, as he can show you here. It did come with that in the manual, which I pulled out. That actually shows your maintenance records of what you're supposed to do, at what interval you're supposed to do it, and then you can write down either if you did it or what dealership you went to when it was done. So that's pretty cool.
I can get it from back.
Alright, we're coming up on a stoplight here. Not gonna go too crazy, but maybe we can do a little bit of a 4-way stop. They're always really annoying. I'm gonna go. No one else is moving, but we'll get a little bit of a second gear pull and then kind of into third. And that maxed out.
Soothe your pain. I won't ease your strain. I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See right through you anyhow. I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See right through you anyhow.